Okay, I agree. The first step is life is a choice. We may not get to choose what we're handed. Like, I didn't have a say or a choice in being born blind or visually impaired. Yes, I walked away from my first marriage, but I did not choose the choices that led to that he did and his bad decisions. And I definitely didn't choose or get asked if I wanted to lose the love of my life and my children be raised without their father. But you're playing a card game, spades, hearts, whatever, solitaire, it makes me no difference. Gin, rook, whatever, pinochle, bridge, list goes on. And you are given certain cards depending on the rules of the game that you are given in your hand to play. You may not choose those cards, but as hopefully a very skilled card player, you will hopefully strategically choose when to play a card to hopefully aid you in achieving the goal of winning that game or that hand. You're an artist. You're hired for a job. We all know the way the world works. When you're hired for a job, you have to do what the boss says. As an artist, you may prefer certain types of art material or methods of art, but your boss comes to you and says, hey, you're going to do it on this part art material and this way of art. And you're like, I don't like that kind. Like, well, that's what I want. So you have to be willing and choose to, although not your favorite or well at or whatever you want to call it, you get to choose what beautiful creation you put on that material. I have always strived to choose not to let my circumstances define me, but for me to define what I would do within those circumstances and what life I would have despite those circumstances.
Is it hard to choose, though, before you go on to the other? Do you think it was hard for you to choose? Is making a choice something that would be easy for others to do, for people to do? What do you think?
Making a choice is not about if it's easy or not. Life is always about choices. It is choices, whether we want them or not. It's the choices we make in life take us down one path or another. And we can choose them or not choose them, but sometimes in not choosing, you're making a choice. So whether we wanted to make choices or not, we still have choices to be made, from as simple as what food we're going to eat to whether I'm going to go to bed or not, or who I'm going to marry, or am I going to have kids, or, whatever. Now, the reality of life's journey of having to make choices all the time, it doesn't have a dang thing to do with whether those choices are easy or not. The fact remains, it comes down to a choice.
Yeah. Oh, that's so. I love that. I love how you put it.
Nothing to do with easy or comfort level, okay? It has to do with that's the reality of living life.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, Michaela.
There's no getting around it. There's no getting out of it.
I realize it because you said something. What if you're choosing not to make a choice is also a choice? I love that. I love that.
It makes it for you,
That's logical. Mindset.
Yes, I think that's a logical next part of it. And I do agree that maybe sometimes a bit more challenging than actually making a choice, but it's oftentimes our mindset that allows us to keep true to the path we have chosen, or the choices we want to make. Because if we're positive, then we know we can do it. If we're not positive, then we may not accomplish it. There's a reason why in society we hear all the time mind over matter, or that mindset is key. I mean, the way you see the world, or how you want to view the world, and what you do of either positivity or negativity, or health in a healthy perspective, or toxicity, being toxic about it, will determine what you may be able to do in life or not. I mean, if you doubt yourself, or if you give in to, negativity, then you're going to have a negative worldview, and it's going to be hard to be productive and feel like you can achieve it. I mean, our mindset pretty much holds the key to allowing us to be in a frame of reference of staying true to what we choose. I mean, and it often can help you stay balanced and focused and, centered, so that you can go forward doing and striving for what you chose to set out to do, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does. But how much does our situation, right? You might have heard about this saying, the child is the father of the man, right? It's simply saying that your experience as a child curve or influence your adulthood.
Well, it does, but it still goes back to the choice. What are you going to do with that influence? Are you going to let it rule you? Or if let's say it's something that was negative, okay? I'm not saying it was, but let's say it was a negative. are you going to let that negativity rule the potential future that you want for the rest of your life just because something happened 20 years ago? I mean, I'm not saying that's easy. Like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with easiness. It's just, at some point in life, you have to just make a decision and a choice of what you want your life to be. And that's making certain choices that could be for the better down the road, and decide I'm not going to let what happened in the past have a hold on me and stop me from my future, if that's part of your equation. Is that easy? No. But if you want something different, then, I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again. So if you want something different, you need to choose differently and figure out different ways of approaching that, which can come from having a certain mindset.
Interesting. Self-care.
Absolutely. I will admit, I was not the best at it when I was younger. When I was a young mom, and somehow when my daughter was 8 months old, I thought, yay, this is the best time to go to grad school. Not. I don't know what got into me on that one, but whatever. I live to tell, and I'm still here. But I was a mom. My husband was in grad school. We had one child at the time. We ended up having two before it was over and said done with, and I was out of grad school. He was military. He was oftentimes not at home a lot because he was serving America, which is, I supported him that, but it was challenging, And so we did all the things, we were married and young kids and degrees and work and, schedules and whatnot. But, so I wasn't the best at taking self-care, and I'm a woman, obviously, because I have children, and you can see me, but so I can't speak for men, but I know as a woman, a lot of times in life, we very much want to be all things to all people and do everything for everyone that we love and care for, and we want to lovingly do that, and we very often don't maybe carve out time for ourselves or think about our needs so much because we're trying to do all the things, whether it's being a wife or a mom or a daughter or a granddaughter or a grandmother or an aunt or an employee or a colleague or a friend, or fill in the blank, all the hats and all the jobs and all the roles that we're juggling. And then even if we were to give ourselves 5 minutes, sometimes we feel guilty about it because we're thinking about, oh my God, I need to be doing this. I mean, the laundry, the dishes, the kids screaming, and it's like, my husband said, I need this he's like, and so we can't step away. But I think, in society, oftentimes self-care, up until probably more trendier times of it's kind of a hot topic right now, that it's gotten a bad rap because it seems selfish when it's really not, because in order to do all the things that we're doing for the ones we love that we want to keep doing, at some point, I like to think of it as we are deep wells filled with water, okay? And we're always pouring out cups of water to give to people, to nourish them and care for them and love them, whatever, fill their tanks. Well, eventually that well has only got so much water. It's going to run out. There's no water left. There ain't no water left. There ain't nothing you can do about it unless you're putting something back in. So care is a time and a way to kind of rejuvenate and refuel and replenish what you've been so willingly and lovingly giving out, and so that you're not burnt out. And so that if you take that 5 minutes, now self-care is a very broad topic because it implies anything involving caring for oneself, the needs of the self. Now that can look like very different things because we're very different individuals, and we fuel ourselves through very different means. I like to journal, I like to swim, I like to listen to music, I like to hang out with my girlfriend, whatever. Some people may want to do yoga, some people want to meditate, do art, exercise, garden, sports, go running. Now, me personally, you ain't ever going to see me run. That's work. Unless I'm scared or running for my life and across the road, I ain't running nowhere. Okay, that's work to me. That ain't relaxing. But each to their own. I find my fuel and my rejuvenation through different things. Someone else is going to find it in different ways because we're different people. But the point is, whatever that thing is for you and that method, as long as you're taking time in a responsible manner to refuel, read a book, take a breath, I don't care. But you're taking that time so that when you do get done having those moments, you can come back able, ready, replenished, rejuvenated, centered, and balanced and focused to keep doing all those amazing things that you do for all those people that are in your life that you love and care for.
Yeah. But Michaela, what do you do? And again, what would you recommend that people do to replenish?
It's their own version of what makes them. For me personally, mine's not going to be the same as someone else. Quite honestly, sometimes I take naps.
That's all right. That's a good one.
I take naps, or I work out, or it's fixing to be summertime in Louisiana. I'm going to be in that pool with my kids a lot, hanging out, enjoying. Okay,
Right.
Back to my kids swimming. I'm a water person. Come June, I'm going to be on the Gulf Coast on the beach with my girlfriends. Okay, and I'm counting down those days. Let me tell you, I watch TV at night. I'll admit it. I will veg out on TV while I work on my computer. I enjoy an occasional drink. I go to my, I take a nice hot bath. I go to the spa. I read a book. I journal. I listen to music. Those are things that soothe my soul, that make me feel happy or find joy and refill my cup. Yeah. That may not work for someone else. That may be a hard workout. More power to them. I might work on the treadmill, but I'm not going to work out for 2 hours to have fun with that, which is fine. If that's your thing, more power to you. I don't care. I'm just saying, whatever that is for you. Some people like planting beautiful plants and enjoying the beauty of them. Go garden, knock yourself out. But find something that brings you peace and serenity and recharge and reset and rejuvenate and replenish or refuel or whatever you want to put on it, and take a little time for yourself so that you can keep pursuing your purpose, doing the things you want to do, and have a positive mindset. Because if we're overwhelmed because we're doing too much and haven't stopped to take time for ourselves, our mindset gets screwed up. Then we can't stay true to the choices that we decided we wanted to do and stay on the path we want. To me, they're all very connected.
Get in. But incidentally, let me ask you, have you ever gone to Jamaica?
No, but I do want to travel.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the beach. Jamaica is a nice destination. I mean,
no doubt.
Right? Yeah, I'm just telling you. I'm in South Florida now. I'm talking to you from Miramar, Florida. Right?
Yeah.
Where are you? Which state are you in?
I'm in Louisiana.
Oh, cool. Right. So, take a trip down to Jamaica one day, right?
When the world gets more normal for travel.
Yeah, I know, right? I tell you.
We've all been for the last 15 months.
I know, but we'll get through it, and I hope that you'll travel as soon as this is over. Getting and having resources. That's something that interests me. What is that saying, really?
For me, what that means is, we've been talking about life as a choice, which is true, and our mindset and getting self-care. But in every journey, especially if you're going through challenges or struggles or obstacles, even the most person who really wants to persevere, even sometimes you come up on a roadblock. You get stuck. You can't figure it out, or something's bogging you down or stopping your progress, whatever. So at some point, you may have to say, I need a little extra help. I mean, I love the song by Paul Simon and Garfunkel, I'm a rock, I'm an island, but it really doesn't work that way. We all need help at some point, whether we want to admit it or not. And so sometimes you have to reach out and say, I'm really trying to do this and I don't want to lose momentum, but I need a little help figuring whatever's stopping and slowing me down. So, if you're having trouble with your mindset, well, maybe you need to talk to a friend to help you get a different perspective, or maybe you need to read a book that can inform whatever problem you're going through. Or for me, I personally, I have no problem admitting it. I need counseling. Okay. Sorry, I do. It's a good week when I go to my therapist's office. Okay. I've told my therapist many times, I don't live paycheck to paycheck. I live counseling session to counseling session. Okay. It helps. Okay. And there's an expression that says, when mama happy, everybody happy. In this household, when mama's sane, everybody's sane. And it's a good day. Okay.
Like counseling session to counseling session.
So my point is, whatever that is for you, if you're feeling stuck along your journey to trying to keep true to your choices and your mindset so you can pursue your goals and your dreams and your purpose and whatever, get help through whatever. Maybe that's a church, or maybe that's a Bible study, maybe that's a friend or a counselor or whatever, or you need to read a book or come up with someone cracking a plan to come up with a solution to solve whatever that problem is. There's nothing wrong with getting resources from time to time when you come up against something that you're having a roadblock and you're trying to break through to keep going strong.
Tell me, what do you do with this information that you're giving? I mean, it's powerful. What you're saying is powerful. I know you're a writer.
Yes.
But do you have seminars? Do you have workshops? Do you go out there? Yeah, you're on podcast, sharing. That's good as well. But what else do you do with it? Because it's powerful.
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm hoping to, aside from podcast, I'm really hoping, and I'm looking into options of trying to, broaden and expand my reach through maybe doing more speaking gigs to a more expanded I mean, podcaster, I don't know how much you get more expanded because depending on how wide the audience is, that's international. It's over, Spotify. Right. And so it's a pretty good medium for doing that.
Yeah.
Getting on either virtual or eventually maybe physical stages and reaching more people through another avenue, not just one, because usually, having more options is better than not. And then I am working on putting resources together to offer to people to give more information than just simply my message, to hopefully help them in their journeys as well.